Welcome to the Balls Not Court Podcast. Cortez Paul here. Kevin Carter to my right, eating sunflower seeds.
Hi-oh.
Steve Vanorder's on the line as he usually is. He wasn't here the last podcast because he had to go through he had to go get his neck checked out, so let's just say that. Kevin's been pretty mean with him at that. But nonetheless, welcome back, Steve. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Just feeding the little man here and trying to get him right.
There you go. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm good.
The jokes are running through your head, but we're on air, so you gotta behave a little bit.
Not really.
He's like, no. He's like, no.
I could, but I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it go.
Yeah. Well, not too bad. It's been raining all day over here in Jacksonville. Been pouring down, and the temperature just keeps dropping.
It sucks.
Supposed to be 33 degrees, I think, by tonight. So,
really?
Yeah, it's going to be quite chilly. Which, hey, for me, I'm not complaining, but I hope it don't rain with that weather. But it's supposed to rain tomorrow, too. So
For me, fuck that shit. It's cold.
Nonetheless, we're here to talk about something. What were we here to talk about?
Puppy Bowl 7.
Oh, yeah, Puppy Bowl 7.
The
Right.
Retrievers.
Oh, they still have it?
The Retrievers against the Terriers.
Man, I'm telling you, there's something fantastic going on.
I'm going with the Retrievers if Air Bud is playing.
I'm pretty sure I'm
Yeah,
watch,
about the Bud Bowl.
There you go. What about that? Then, the Halo World Championship happened. That was on the S game. So, I mean, that's something we can talk about.
That was very good. Very good.
Very good. Call of Duty's got a new update coming, right, Steve?
Word.
So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about.
Wait a minute here. It's only out for the PlayStation fags, which really sucks.
See.
Yeah, for the Xbox guys yet.
There's something going on Sunday. I need to check the home shopping networks. I need to get a new watch. I think they got a nice sale on that.
Or you can look at the Food Shopping Network and find you a big Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday is approaching. And Sunday. I always got to do that.
Would you stop doing that?
I always got to do that.
You are not a redneck monster truck person.
I am not. Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl 50.
Grave Digger versus Bigfoot.
No, Bigfoot don't exist anymore.
Yes, he does.
He's like, do not ruin this for me.
Bigfoot is not on that Monster Jam circuit.
So,
Kevin, don't ruin my childhood.
Dude, it's my childhood too. Bigfoot
I'm not hearing you right now.
Bigfoot was my favorite, but they freaking took him away once all this Monster Jam shit started.
Oh man!
Remember the Bigfoot with the super massive wheels that were just like?
They called him Super Bigfoot. I remember him.
Yeah, she was cool.
They used to only bring him out for specific things, and he would crush a bus.
That's right.
This is great because this is what we do here. We like to get off in tangents, but there's Super Bowl Sunday. There's football going on. This is the last football game of the year. Well, yes, of the calendar of football year. How about that? Technically,
Look here.
I don't know about technicalities right now.
Look here. We are starting off right now. 437 hours of pregame coverage.
So, yeah. This is
what
great.
we are doing right now.
Well, outside joking around, we have the Carolina Panthers representing the NFC. And your Denver Broncos representing the AFC. Yes, as you know, people, if you listen to the show, you know me very well. Obviously, I'm a huge Broncos fan.
No!
So, I wanted to do...
No!
I would have never thought. Oh.
No!
I only flew out to Denver to watch him play. I mean, I hope that will that's a dead giveaway.
No!
It's a dead giveaway. So, but yeah, this is a... we'll hop into it here. You're looking at the Denver Broncos. I'm going to throw out a little bit of statistics here for both teams here is that Denver Broncos in the whole football regular season here, we got their stats a little bit. They was the first in total defense yards per game with 283. Carolina, on the other hand, was 322 yards given up. Assists in total defense as well.
Would you shut that baby up?
Hey, man.
All right.
Mama's in the bedroom, so I'm trying to do my best, man.
Nah, we messing with you. All right. Denver also was first in passing
Hey,
defense.
we ain't talking to you.
And then they also were third in rushing defense. Carolina was 11 in passing defensive yards and fourth in rushing defense. On the offense side of the ball, Denver was 16 in total offense, 14 in passing.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
17 in rushing yards.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest.
Yeah,
Tom Brady is crying on the show today.
Nah, he's all good. It's okay. It's an improv. He's our fourth voice. He's a future guy that's I'm sure he's gonna love sports as well, just like his dad. So he's just joining the conversation. That's all. Carolina, on the other hand, on offense, they're 11 in total offense, 24 passing yards, and second in rushing. Great rushing team they are. So we're gonna start off with the pregame. You know, we're here. We're gonna discuss and everything like that. Of course, we're gonna do these little side things. And this was
well, didn't we just start off with you running through all the stats?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Now
we finna dive in a little bit. I got some of the stat leaders, but we just have that just at our disposal when we need to discuss that later on with some of the topics we have. All right, so welcome to the pregame. Ladies and gentlemen, the pregame, we're going to discuss our personal either favorite Super Bowl or first Super Bowl that's watched. And so, as we decide a pregame here, I'm going to go ahead and pass this to Mr. Vanorder. Go ahead and take a stab at it, sir. Do you have any particular favorite Super Bowl that you enjoy or your first Super Bowl that was watched?
My favorite Super Bowl, when I was a kid, I totally loved the Chicago Bears. And before I became a rabid Lions fan and Jaguar fan, I used to love Chicago Bears, love watching Walter Peyton. Excuse me. Then I watched the Super Bowl where they hand the ball off to the fridge, and he hit the end zone. So that would probably be like my favorite one, just because it was my favorite team as a kid, and that just that sings home to me.
Nice. All right, Mr. Carter.
that would be Super Bowl number 20. Is the one that he is referencing. Super Bowl number 20. That was my first one I ever remember watching. Because I had an infatuation with Jim McMahon. The headband, like he was cool to me when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And that Super Bowl shuffle. That I was hooked. I was like, okay, I'm hooked. So this was the first one I remember watching. My favorite one.
I used to love Sweetness in the Fridge, man.
They were a fun team to watch. They were just, it was a fun team to be around. People hated them because they were douchebags. Mm-hmm. Some of them were douchebags, but people hated them. But I liked them because I liked the whole atmosphere of the whole stuff. Yeah. My favorite game that I watched was the one with Arizona and Pittsburgh. That by far was one of the most entertaining games that I've seen. Game in whole, because that whole game was good. Yeah. Much like last year's game, the whole game was good. You can go, oh, well, this game was good. No, that game was good at the end. Like the New York games against New England. Those games were just good at the end. They sucked throughout. But then at the end, when they do one big gigantic thing, that one was good. But that Arizona Steelers game was one of my favorites because it was just so long. And growing up, Steve talked about it. I was a Cowboys fan, so I remember all the Cowboys ones. None of them were good games. They beat the shit out of whoever they were playing. So I was like, none of them were good because it just beat the crap out of everybody. But another one that I always will remember because I got to go to a Super Bowl was the one that was here in Jacksonville.
I went to that one too.
It was a good game, the New England and Philadelphia game. That was.
How'd you get in there? Did you have tickets or did you do the halftime?
We won the raffle. This is a cool story too. I'm just going to go ahead and tell it because we got plenty of it. We won a raffle because we were season ticket holders for the Jaguars, so we won a raffle to be able to buy 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. My mom was like, "We won the raffle. We gonna buy them?" My dad goes, "Hell yeah, we gonna buy them." And so we bought them. They were $500 a piece, so it was $1,000 for 2. Wow. Mm. We go and buy them, and we come back to the house, and my mom goes, "Well, here you go, Kenny. Here's our tickets." So Mom's taking pictures of them and everything, wanting to prove that we had Super Bowl tickets. So my dad looks at me and he goes, "Since you're good at selling stuff and all the time," he goes, "Here." He goes, "These 2 you can do with what you want. But if you sell them, we get back our $1,000 for it and a little interest, or you can go to the ball game. So I'm like, shit, what do I do? So I happen to have a friend of mine who had a friend coming in from Pennsylvania.
Oh.
From Philadelphia. He goes, dude, he's a lifelong Eagles fan. He's coming in by himself, and he wants a ticket to the game. I was like, well, how much does he want to spend? He said he'll spend $2,000 to $3,000 on the ticket. And I told him, I said, $2,500. He can have a ticket. He goes, you kidding? And he calls him standing right there with me. And he goes, my buddy just said he's got a ticket for you for $2,500. He goes, tell him I'm coming.
Oh, wow.
So I take my mom and dad back $1,500. I'm like, here you go, Mom. There y'all go. There's your money back for the ticket. She goes, you sell both of them? I said, I sold one. She goes, you sold one? I was like, yes, because you told me I could go. So me and the dude that spent $25 went to the Super Bowl game.
Nice.
So I ended up making $1,000. Me, my mom and them made $500. I made $1,000, and I got to go to the ball game. Wow,
that is awesome. How about yours, Steve? Yeah. You want to tell your story?
He did the halftime show.
I did the halftime show. So
Paul McCartney.
I got to see the. That's whenever the year prior was the nip slip. And so we've got fucking
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney, which I was 10 feet from him, if that. And he's up on the little deal, which the halftime show was me, Cortez. It was Ryan Henderson. Me and him went down there. We were working the halftime show, so we got down and we went to the game. We were on the field, man, and I get to see Paul McCartney, which I'm not a big Beatles fan, but I know my dad, and everybody that I know, the older crowd likes him, so I know who he is, and I'm like, wow, you don't get a chance to do this very often. See a guy that has done all in the music industry. It's like, man, that's pretty awesome. And he didn't even lose a step. That was the greatest thing. It was like, if you're not a fan of the Beatles or even remotely Paul McCartney, it's kind of like you're impressed by, because the guy didn't even lose a step. He didn't sound bad. To me, it sounded like he still had it from after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
But got to go in there, and I kid you not, the cheerleaders were coming out because we have at the time, you're breaking down the stage and everything. So I get on camera while during the Super Bowl, I did on video. So I was like, holy shit, there I am. I'm like, that's me. I thought somebody was kidding. Like, oh, who's next to this dude in a yellow shirt and a yellow and blue hat? And I'm like, get the hell out of here. So rewatching the tape, that was me. And I see the Patriots run by, man. I see Brady, McNabb. I mean, it was
and
awesome.
He nutted on himself.
Yes, I did. And luckily for me, Kevin was there, so I was able to clean up on him. So
you didn't even know where I was at. You didn't even know I was there.
You just said you were.
Well, you didn't know I was there.
Play along with the story.
You were like, there were too. See, you didn't even know I was there.
No, but I got to see Brady, McNabb, and that was real great. Remember the Best Damn Sports Show?
Uh-huh.
When it was when the original host was on. I forgot his name, that comedian. And
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on that show. We went to see they were having it down at the Landing.
Well, I thought it was at the River City Brewery.
It was at the Landing, and you know how you go from the front, which is like where downtown is, and then the backside towards the river.
Yeah.
And there's just that big open spot that the main.
It was right next to Hooters.
What's that again?
Was it right next to Hooters?
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're out there. That's where the stage was set up.
A guy show next to Hooters. Who would have thought?
I got to see.